minutes for questioning.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. One of the great things that have happened in the Dallas-Fort Worth area is that we've really emerged as leaders in this area to lead manufacturing facilities and operations in this new cutting-edge technology that we're seeing. And I think it's really part of a generational shift when it comes to the future of domestic manufacturing. And it's amazing to see it right in your own backyard. And I think that long term that we're going to see continued investments in the DFW area that are going to make the United States keep its competitive edge and innovation against global competitors. And obviously artificial intelligence is going to be a really big part of that. However, we also have to acknowledge that there are some risk involved with AI that we need to continue to be talking about, that we're not mentioning enough. And if we think that social media is out of control, I can tell you that AI will even be more dangerous if we don't make sure that we're taking these protective measures to make sure that middle-class, hard-working Americans don't become left behind. And unfortunately, one of the things I'm worried about is President Trump's recent executive order titled Removing Barriers to American Leadership in Artificial Intelligence, because I think that it has undermined some essential AI protections that are accelerating the unchecked spread of AI across the country. And so I wanted to ask Dr. Reynolds, what measures do you think Congress should take to mitigate the increased risk of cyber attacks and other threats to our national security as manufacturing increasingly adopts to AI without sufficient regulation?
Thank you very much for the question, Congressman. Certainly the concerns about cybersecurity have been around for several years and have been escalating, and particularly in our manufacturing base, which has been most directly attacked. So I think that the issue has been elevated, and I think there is a bipartisan concern about how we address this. How actually we go about doing that is another question, and I think you've heard a range of comments here this afternoon about exactly what the role of government should be. My hope is that we find a path forward that is going to accelerate our investigation and our research in this area, but also find a pathway forward in which cybersecurity is front and center, but also the issues you raise, whether it's privacy, protection of minors, security of information for the consumer, et cetera. Those are critical issues, and I think at this point in time, we've had a lot of discussion and debate, but we need to find a collaborative and bipartisan path forward, which is going to protect not just the consumer and the worker, but also our manufacturing base.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And also, I want to talk about energy use, AI and energy use. That has gotten a lot of attention, and it should. Last year, I visited Siemens. They have a new facility in my district in Fort Worth, and I understand that Siemens digital twin offerings can provide real-time insights into the energy usage of various components in the data center. But I'm worried that if we don't reform our permitting process to allow energy of all forms to be generated and put onto the grid, that there are going to be risks to constituents in the manufacturing sector. I want to ask particularly Ms. Humpton, do you think that that is something that we should be concerned about?
Congressman Veasey, we were thrilled to host you at Fort Worth, and I've been bragging today about this as a real illustration of the power of AI in not only building, but in staffing, training our staff, and bringing people from outside the manufacturing world into manufacturing in Fort Worth. The power that is going to be required for AI is absolutely essential. And actually, technologists like us, but in particular Siemens, has been working in the field of electricity management for almost our entire existence. And what we have right now is a brilliant opportunity to use AI as we solve this problem. We do need to use new techniques like microgrids, the ability for people to generate power on site, perhaps sell it back to the grid when they're not using it, the ability to control those microgrids for maximum uptime. The AI that's available now in the energy sector is very exciting, and we've been working very closely with the Department of Energy and with several administrations to make sure that we're making these things visible and available. So I do believe that we need to consider both the AI itself as well as the power provision.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you, Mr. Veasey. Appreciate he yields back. And now we'll recognize Ms. Lee from the great state of Florida, Tampa Bay area, and she's